Now, I'm about to make y'all mad. Hear me out. Let's get to the computer. 1714 Boulder Walk Lane is the first property I want to use. What they did with this property is they did a very small rehab and they put it back on the market for a very high rent. And you can see here in 2023, it was listed for rent in 2865. These were the finishes they did. They did updated floors, they did some painting, new light fixtures in the kitchen. Everything else is the same. How do I know? Because these were the previous pictures before Open Door was actually, they actually bought the property. So you can see the paint was different. The floors was a little worn, so they definitely had to be fixed there. You kind of see the kitchen is about the same. They probably stained the cabinets and then they changed some light fixtures. And actually, the light fixtures look the same. They didn't even take out the light fixtures. They did very minor work and threw it right back on the market at a high price. And it's very hard for people to rent there because the median contract rent is $808. So how the hell can people even do that? And the fact that I saw the owner sell to Open Door means he was trying to make a big buck. And I put an article up. These guys was doing fishy stuff already, Open Door. And what happened with Open Door, they went around and sold it to HPA. And they have it on the market and they bought it for $350. They bought it for higher than when Open Door bought it. Open Door bought it at 324, and then HPA bought it at 350. So they're just flipping it to each other and raising the price fast as hell. And this was literally just within a month, the property went up $25,000, but nothing was done to it. The property had already had work done to it when Open Door bought into it. And you can see here, here's the killer thing. Link Properties. This company owns 22,516 properties. I just want you to hear that number out again. 22,516. That is, I can't even say that big ass fucking number. Whatever that number is, what's this? Hundreds, thousands, 10 billion, whatever. It's a big ass number. Okay. Let's go to the next example. You have 2820 hitting fours. What they did with this property was they kept flipping it. They just kept flipping it with little bitty updates. They didn't really do too much to the property. They went to put it on the market for rent, and it failed a couple times. It worked a couple times, and you can see they just kept bumping it up and bumping it up and bumping it up. And I tried to look for different pictures for this thing, and this is yet again a property that was bought at, it was overpaid for, and there was nothing done to the property. You can see these pictures here. And then when you go to what the property looks like now, all they did was paint the walls, they stained the floors, the kitchen is still the same. The only thing that they probably removed, it looks like they removed, let's see. No, that's still there. Yeah, so not much done to this property at all, just for them to put it back on the market at such a high price. And this property eventually closed at 270 because they couldn't get it sold at 300,000 back in December. And it took them all the way up into March before they can get it sold below what they originally was trying to get the property for, because they figured out that they couldn't get the price that they wanted. And so this particular property, again, Link Properties, this property, they own 47,000 properties. I think this number's in the billions too, 16, 17 billion dollars worth of properties. 47,000 properties is crazy. These guys are buying all the properties. The last example I want to put out there is the 650 Lyric Way. 650 Lyric Way. This property, it was a bank-owned property. And the big corporations go out there, they buy these bank-owned properties, and what they do is nothing. Look at the pictures here. You see the pictures here, you see the kitchen, and what they do to the actual property, They came in here, they took some better pictures, they changed the floors, they maybe stained some cabinets, and they painted, and that was it. And they put it back on the market. Let me see. They put it back on the market at 200,000. They put it back on the market at 200,000. Now, mind you, I said 200,000 is not too bad, right? 200,000, and this property square footage is 1,242. Why is it that this one sold for 235 and it's 2,000 square feet? Why is the other property so high to where I can't really afford it? And you're telling me you also had a 1,600 square foot home. I think it's over here. I saw that sold for 200,000. That's bigger than the previous property, than the Lyric Way. And some of these other comps are all chaotic around here. So what I'm trying to get to the point is these companies come in here, like look at the growth this property took so fast because these companies came in here and they brought up all these properties. I want to show you one last thing before I end this video, before I switch over and end this video. Ray, why are you telling me this? How do I know this? I just want you to see this. I'm going to go type in Atlanta, Georgia into the thing here. And there is a filter. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to say ownership information. And I'm going to say minimum properties owned 500. I'm going to put 5,000. Just that filter will tell you where these corporations at. And you can come in here and see how these corporations buy up all these properties. They put it back on the market. They inflate the prices. They flip it back and forth between their buddies, and they change the market chaotically, and they do nothing to the properties. And if they do, it's very little. This is why you really can't afford a home right now, because of shit like this.